How have things been this week since you came back from Dubai? Chrissy's positive tests, obviously all the players out.
Yeah, obviously it's been a difficult week for the club, and like you said, a lot of things up in the air. And firstly, Julian, when he tests positive, then the concerns there right away to see if he's okay and feeling well. So that's the first thing. I think there was a little bit, just that kind of boys asking if the situation was okay. So thankfully, I think he's okay. He's not got any symptoms, which is good. And we retested the boys yesterday, and I think pretty much everyone I think so far is negative. So we're quite happy with that. And like I said, it's just counting the days to get the boys back in.
Peter Lawwell did an interview the other day. He's apologised to the fans for you all going to Dubai. How do the players feel about the trip now?
Yeah, I think obviously with the statement coming out for the club the other day, then I think in hindsight, the way everything's worked out, then it's very regrettable what's happened, and I think when everybody we booked it, and looking at the situation at the time, we felt obviously it was a good decision to try and get the camp. We went with the best intentions, and sometimes these things don't work out the way they're supposed to. So like you said, the club have made a statement. Peter spoke about it, and I think all we can do now is try and move forward in a positive way. And like I say, we've tried to speak to the fan base as much as we can, and and let them know our feelings around the club. And like I said, hopefully now we can try and move forward on the right foot and get back to focusing on the football.
It was more drop points on Monday night when you come back from the trip. Can this season be saved in terms of the title race?
I think so. I think we have to try and stay as positive as we can. I think without sounding over the top, then we know it's a big task now. We're going to have to win every game, and then still look for a couple of favours in there as well. So we know it's a difficult task, but we can't lose hope or lose faith or anything like that. So we have to keep fighting, and you just never know in football. Things can change very, very quickly, like they have done, and I've seen it happen many times. So I think we have to just hold on to that belief that anything can happen, and we just have to now, as a club, look to move forward in the right way, in a positive way, and get back to winning football matches.
Callum, can you recall such a lead being overturned in your time in the game?
I don't think so. I think you'd be hard pushed to find it, but that's to say that we can't, think it's going to happen or hope that the situation changes. Like I said, in football, one weekend can really throw the momentum in the opposite direction. So, we've been on the opposite side of that a few times as well. And football's a strange game, so you just never know. But like I said, here at the club, we have to keep training properly, keep working, keep motivating the boys in a positive way, and like I say, hope that it changes, and we have to do our bit on the pitch. Like I said, we're going to have to win every game, so we can only focus on doing that. And like I said, that starts at training with the standards that we set, and then on a match day we go with everything we have to win every game.
What kind of preparations did you have for the game against Hibs? Because obviously it was a makeshift team, and it'll be a makeshift team for the game against Livingston on Saturday. How's the preparations been for that?
Yeah, it's been difficult. I think obviously leading into the Hibs game, we trained as normal, everything was fine, and then I think it was the night before the game, everything kind of went up in the air a little bit. So it was a kind of whirlwind 24 hours. Not too sure what was going to happen, what type of squad was going to turn up to the game, and kind of just thrown into it in that moment. So it was a little bit difficult in that sense. But this week we've had 3-4 days of training. The group that'll obviously be involved tomorrow, everyone's trained, and like I said, we've got some good work done on the grass in terms of shape and everything else. So hopefully we'll be more prepared in that sense, that when the game starts, everyone will know their job.
Did you have any time together before the Hibs game in terms of shape and what have you on the training ground, or were you just sat there in the dressing room with this new squad around you, if you like?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We trained as normal the day before the game, so as far as we knew, everything was normal. We did our shape stuff on that day, and then like I said, later on at night everything changed, and we never got a chance to sort of see the squad that was going to be involved. So like I said, we turned up to the hotel and that was a group of players that were there. So it was a little bit difficult in that sense. But like I said, we've had a few more days preparation time for this one. And like I say, we'll look for a positive result.
Cheers.
Callum, sorry, Ronnie. Callum, I was going to say, when you were in Dubai, any point during the trip, did you maybe think, this isn't really appropriate that we're here? Or is, as you say, only with the benefit of hindsight?
Yeah, exactly. It's a difficult situation because, you go over there, like I say, we try and do the things the right way with the best intentions. And I think very quickly back home it gathered pace and, it sort of spiraled out of control really quickly. So, you're not silly, you understand what's going on when you're back home and you hear things and you see messages and things like that. So, at the time, maybe with hindsight, maybe we should have done something different. But like I said, Peter's obviously spoke about that and the club have apologised. And like I say, for the players and everything else, and we just have to try and move forward in a positive way. The club have made their statement. And like you said, in hindsight, maybe we would have done things differently. But we still had good intentions of going. So it is a little bit of a difficult one. But like I said, for us as players, we have to just try and focus on the football. And the main reason for us going there was to try and, get a little bit fitter, train in the heat and all these things to try and get the benefit of actually coming back on the pitch. So like I said, for us as players, we're only sort of focused on the football stuff and we try and move on in a positive light.
Do you feel, obviously you're not one of the players that had to self-isolate, but do you feel there is actually individually been a benefit to you and the players who are not self-isolating, or has it all been kind of lost?
No, I think the actual fitness side of things, will stand us in good stead. And like you said, I've been sort of one of the fortunate ones to be able to keep training and keep playing. So, I will feel the benefit of that in, a sort of week or 10 days time from the good training that we did. So, like you said, maybe the other ones not so much. But, like I say, we have to try and, put it behind us and move on. And I'm sure the boys will be working hard, the ones that are in isolation as well, to come back and hopefully not lost too much fitness. And when they get back in training, then, our guys will get them up to speed as quickly as possible and try and get them back into the squad.
Since you've come back, have you been adhering to the protocols perhaps even more strictly than you did before the trip? And I'm thinking, looking ahead, there's clampdowns and celebrations. Is that something you've spoken to about it's been speaking about as a group?
We touched on that this morning, actually, just as we were warming up, the boys just chatting a wee bit. But no, like you said, there's been obviously a lot of scrutiny on football and in general, and clubs down south and obviously clubs up here as well. So listen, we understand how serious the pandemic is, and every day I think everyone in general life, not just in football, is trying to do their best at adhering to the rules and the protocols that are in place. So I think everyone does take it seriously and really cautious of what they're doing. So we're no different to that. We just try and observe them as much as possible, and like you said, with the celebration stuff coming in as well, I'm sure every single player up and down the country will be trying to adhere to that as best as possible as well.
So there's a fair chance you'll be captain at the weekend, so will you be having a word with the players before the game?
I think we'll probably talk about it over the next day or so, but I'll not be a kind of specific conversation. I think everyone's aware of it now, and we'll try and adhere to it as best as possible. We've been asked to do it, so like I said, in the right frame of mind, we'll try and do it as much as we can.
You will be captain tomorrow. Is there any added pressure to you not only being captain but almost being the leader of the team that's so kind of put together with so many youngsters in it? You feel any added pressure on you personally?
No, I don't think so. I think I'm the type of character that tries to lead by example anyway, in terms of standards and everything that I do. So I don't think there's too much more sort of emphasis on that. I think I just try and be myself and try and set good standards anyway. And it's like you said, being captain at the weekend, then it's people will probably look to me a little bit more. But for me, I don't feel any added pressure to do anything different or try and be over the top with it. I just try and look after my own standards, and hopefully that sets into the group as well.
Have you spoken to any of the boys isolating, like Scott or Ryan? And if so, how are they getting on?
Yeah, I've spoken to a few of them. As you can imagine, they're going a bit stir crazy being in the house, but they obviously understand why and everything else. So, I think they're just desperate to get back on the pitch. And, thankfully the boys that I've spoke to, everyone feels fit and healthy and they're okay. So, that's obviously the priority, is to make sure that everyone's safe and feeling healthy. So, we'll be happy to get these guys back in.
Just going finally back to Peter's statement the other night, he said that he felt perhaps Celtic had been the hardest hit club by the pandemic. There's been clubs that have been relegated when the season was ended early, and you've got clubs now on the brink of surviving. Do you think that's fair? Do you think it was perhaps misguided? He meant something else. You've missed the fans the most. What do you think about that statement?
Yeah, I think you've just said it there. I think in terms of actual performance, I think he was maybe talking a bit more along those lines, and in terms of missing the fans and having the full stadium to roll the team on. So I think maybe in that sense, I think he means more in terms of performance. I think every club in the world's been affected, financially with it, and like you said, some more than others. But it's a really difficult world that we're living in just now, and like I said, I think we have to just try and be as positive as we can. Everyone try and help each other, and just a general message of trying to help each other get through this, because it's such an unprecedented time that now we need each other more than ever, and I'm talking about humanity in that sense as well. So I think the further we go into this, everyone has been affected. Like I said, some more than others, and with the comments, like I said, I think it's more in terms of performance rather than other things as well.
Callum, see ahead of the Hibs game, did you have a quiet word with guys like Cameron and Harper? Obviously, it's a big deal for these youngsters.
Yeah, obviously they're young kids, and get their sort of first opportunity to play in the first team, and so it's just about these guys just trying to keep learning, keep doing the right things. They will get more opportunities as well. There'll be another one at the weekend, obviously, for them. So, as a young guy, when you come in, you try and be sort of leave an impression on the game or the squad or whatever. So it's just a case of these guys keep doing the right things, keep showing good habits, and like I said, they will get more opportunities to impress. So it's just about them staying calm and training the right way, and when they get the chance, trying to perform as best they can.
And just again ahead of that game, Hibs had obviously asked the league for to see if the Celtic players could be retested. How did you feel about that?
Do you know, I didn't know about it until after the game. So obviously the game was played and done by the time I'd actually heard about it. So I can kind of see where Hibs are coming from in that sense, where they maybe just want a wee bit added security. But I think the protocols are in place that I think you lodge the results, is it 48 hours before the game? So, everyone was tested. The guys that were involved in that squad in the bubble, everyone came back negative. So, there's a kind of toss of the coin with both arguments here. But like I said, I think Celtic observed the protocols and all the testing was done 48 hours before. So, it was a safe environment for the Hibs guys to come into.
And just finally for me, Callum, it's, do you think the eyes are going to be on you in light of what, not you personally, but the squad as a group, just in light of what's happened?
Yeah, I think so. I think, there's always scrutiny at Celtic anyway. When you're at such a big club, everyone's looking at your every move, your body language, how you behave, everything like that. So, like you said, maybe a little bit more scrutiny in terms of what's been happening the last week or so. So it's just about us trying to conduct ourselves in the right way. Like I said, the club have made a statement, and it's about us trying to make amends and move forward in a positive way with everyone involved in Scottish football.